So let's start the story about the 8 capacities. As I just mentioned, that it's just about cultivating the self-compassion towards you. Who are you? And if you have been like misdirected in life or misguided in life, or have chosen some values in life that was not suitable for you or was not serving you anymore. So getting back to yourself and understanding the core of who you are, I believe that we are created with the default system that we are compassionate, and we are self-compassionate by birth, and having this kind of social life, whatever your parents were, whatever your school were, we were like disconnected from our core of self-compassion. So going back to the core and understanding each one of them, I would share this idea with you. So the first one is like self-acceptance, accepting who you are, even if I messed up in life, or even if I did anything that was not acceptable by others. I need to start by accepting myself, accepting who I am, my mistakes, my shortcomings, accepting if I don't look that perfect, like everybody expecting me to be beautiful or dressed in a certain way. So I'm accepting my own beauty, my own understanding of life at that particular time in my life. Then self-awareness is just becoming aware of your strengths, your abilities, who you are, what triggers you, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. What are your potentials? So just looking at yourself and understanding yourself. And when you look at yourself and understand who you are and your capacities, your potential, your skills, your dreams, your goals, you start to fall in love with yourself, and you start to have this other capacity of self-love, starting to love yourself with whatever you have achieved, whatever you have done in life. So, and accepting and having this kind of self-love is not meaning that you are accepting any kind of like any like being like sometimes in a bad situation, or just accepting that you're in a masterpiece in progress. You're still learning. You're like committing some mistakes, but non-intentional. And you're working on yourself and working on your inner work and inner childhood and stuff like that. So it is starting to become in love with who you are, and the growth that you have, the learning you have went through. And then when you go to this capacity of self-love, you try to liberate yourself from some kind of old beliefs and limiting beliefs and beliefs that you heard when you were a child. You can't do that, you can't do this. And you start to liberate the way you think about yourself and your capacities. And this is where another capacity of self-liberation. You liberate yourself from any limitation, and you start to become construct your own belief system, to re-understand your capacities from your own eyes, not from the eyes of people. So this is the liberating yourself from the world around us, and just starting to believe in yourself. And then the 6 capacities I have covered 4. Oh, okay. So how many did I cover? I've covered the self-acceptance, the self-awareness, the self-love. This is the 3rd one. And self-liberation is the 4th one. And then after that, we go for self-honoring. That is after, like, now I'm honoring myself. I'm on top of the list. I'm always, long time before I was like on the top, on the bottom of the list, or in the middle of the list. Now I'm trying to honor myself with I'm important too. I'm just like everybody else, because long time ago I used to have everyone on top of the list and I'm the last one on the list. So now I started to work on understanding that me too is important. I'm important too. So that's the self-honoring. And then dealing with other people and having my relationship with other people, honoring myself, I have to stretch also on the other capacity, which is self-respect. So respecting myself means that I'm setting some boundaries in relationship. I can say no when I'm fully satisfied with the no. I don't feel guilty when I'm saying no, I can do that for you, or do this for you, or I don't have time to talk on the phone, or I can do that. So it's like starting to build my relationship with the boundaries that I like to have, instead of being invaded and not having satisfied in relationships. So that's the 6th one. Going for the 7th one is self-reconciliation. Even though I have this kind of relationship, and I set my boundaries. Sometimes I'm still learning, so I mess up in my relationship, and I mess up in putting the boundaries that I wanted to have. So still, if I do that, do I have like an internal system of reconciling with myself, even though that I messed up? So so this is self-reconciliation. Whenever I do any mistakes, it doesn't stay for long anymore. It goes like, okay, then what's next? What is my learning from here? What's the wisdom that I learn about myself? And just soothing myself whenever I do something that is wasn't that out of my expectation or what I wanted to do. So self-reconciliation is the seventh path or the seventh capacity. And then I go for the last one is self-appreciation. All the time and all the days I'm working on myself. I'm trying to be a better person, a better version of who I am. And doing that, I need to stop and always give myself appreciating what I have gone through, what I have done, what I'm doing, and what I'm having out of stretching my capacities. So these are 8 capacities. If I'm living with the 8 capacities and understanding them and understanding that they are stretchable. I named the word capacities because how I understand it is that sometimes I do a great job in one of the areas I talked about and one of the capacities I talked about. And in other times, maybe I don't do that much good. So it's like stretching my capacities of sometimes I'm very stretched and I'm doing something really good. And other times I want not to stretch. I want to just stay in my zone of comfort zone for some time. So this is where I can see myself having capacities, and those capacities would lead us to have living by the core of compassion itself, where I believe that we are created with this default as self-compassionate human beings or creatures, and this is where we're starting to go back to who we are as we were gifted by that, and then we can share this self-compassion and teach other people about it so that they can all share their own perception of their own self-compassion, and we all have a compassionate universe. So I know that I'm a dreamer of compassion, and but I live this life and I work on myself. And I've done a lot of what I'm sharing with you, and the 8 capacities helped me to get out of a maze in my life, and it helped me to be a better person. And since I was out of the maze of not understanding my worth, my love, my respect, my appreciation, all of what the capacities that I talked about, since I was able to claim them and stretch them and understand them more and work on myself, I became a better person. And I became, as I see myself now, I was able to achieve a lot of things that I was like kind of delayed in achieving them. And my time was wasted in life because I was not living my life with self-compassion. So I would say to end this talk is self-compassion is a savior to your life, because it's going to help you, it leads you to where you want to be and where you were like kind of your passion going to take you. So going back to the core, to your authentic self, which is compassionate self. So this is a quick talk about the 8 capacities, and then I can start to have like your interactive talk about how do you understand capacities and how do you define capacities and what is a capacity for you. So if you can hear like a couple of shares, or you can write in chat box, whatever. So if you define capacity, what is a capacity for you?
Thank you. I think I'll stop the recording at this point.
Yes.
So folks can
Yes.
feel free to share. Thanks.
Thank you.